Bailamos, bailamos, bailamos por libres. Bailamos, bailamos, bailamos por libres. Bailamos, bailamos, bailamos por libres. Bailamos, bailamos, bailamos por libres.
Well, welcome back to the Unshakable Woman podcast as we continue season 6, Women Walking in Their Healed and God-Given Purpose. Today, I have a special guest today. You know what? We were going to take the week off. It's Labor Day, but so many people are losing their jobs. People can't buy groceries. There's people just going through things. And one of my girlfriends who was on today with us, she said a word to me. And I said, you know, we have got to do a podcast based on that word. Welcome to the podcast, LaTonya Black-Giliard. How are you?
Hey, sis. I'm wonderful. I am wonderful. I'm just glad to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you on. For those of you who don't know LaTonya, she is the founder of SiStars, which is an organization for women in the entertainment industry for a safe space for us to come together. And, you know, and I was sharing with her when I moved to Atlanta, you know, I did something like that with the ladies in the music industry. But mine is a little bit different because I told everybody no phones, no tagging nobody. It really was. Let's escape into this space. Everyone is anonymous. We don't need to say who's here, who's not here. And we just enjoy women time. So this woman here is a woman who not only speaks about healing, but she lives it. LaTonya, you are always sharing tips on healthy eating, tips on being healthy in your mind. Let's just get into it and talk about, are you walking in healing or are you healed?
That really stuck with you, huh?
It stuck with me. It stuck with me. Yeah, that's my space right there. Just helping women because the first 5 seasons of this podcast, truthfully, that's what we were doing. We were helping women to heal, how to get into your purpose. That was a book, The Unshakable Woman, 10 Steps, How to Heal and Walk in Your God-Given Purpose. Season 6, we said, you know what? We're stepping out with women who are already doing it, who are healed. Let's go. Let them share their story. And you just said that verbatim today.
Wow.
So God said, let's have LaTonya on. And thank you for saying yes.
Well, like I told you, this is my season of yes. So whenever somebody says, you know, oh, let's do this, let's go this and do explore. And I'm, yes, let's do that. Yes. Because your life becomes the sum and total of everything that we've done in our past, an hour ago, you know, 2 days ago. And I just figure now it's time for me to just explore and just let the light in and just, you know, a lot of times when God opens doors and opportunities, they don't look the way we expect them to look.
Right.
And sometimes you just have to really be open and have the wisdom to realize and understand that. And that now I know what my mom meant when she used to she and my aunts and my uncles, that youth is wasted on the young. And I used to be offended by that. I used to say, what do you mean youth wasted on the young? Wasted on us, you know.
What's that mean?
But it's because you really don't gain real wisdom until you've lived. Until you have lived life. And young people just, you know, we just putting myself back in those ages and stages of my 20s and, you know, teens, 20s, 25, 30. It's just like you're learning and everything's coming at you and you just gotta go, oh gosh, you know, you got decisions to make and you're learning your temperature, you know,
right?
What you're gonna accept and what you're not gonna accept, and what type of person you really are. Because when you're that age, a lot of times you just don't know. You just and then as we get older, we have to stop ourselves from stopping our family, our children, our adult children from, like, we had to stop ourselves from trying to save them.
Yes, say that out loud.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a
Yeah,
lesson. Oh, I'm still learning that lesson. I'm sorry. I'm still learning that lesson after what my son just went through. And it's like there is a true art and skill to letting go, to
yeah,
letting them go, letting them bump their heads, letting them
yeah,
make bad choices and learn who they are. So
yeah.
life is something, and this time I've when I told you that earlier,
Hmm.
to rather be healed or healing, you know,
Hmm.
and people really have to think about that.
Yeah.
Because when I said that, what immediately went through your head?
Where I am right now with this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I started the podcast, I still myself was going through healing, and
Yeah.
I was going from healing to training to be a coach. And then when I spoke to my mentor about writing this book, my publisher said, "Well, what are you going to do this time for marketing?" So, well, let's try this thing called a podcast.
Yeah.
Podcasts were all still really new. And, the fear came because I did not have to be on camera at that time. Podcasts were all audio. So it's a
Right.
little easier. But there still was that fear like, podcast, who's going to listen to me?
Yeah.
And within the first 3 to 4 people, I realized it wasn't just for marketing. Women needed to be helped along their journey, just like I did. And
Yeah.
so, all the tools that I was learning from my coach and from what I was studying along the way, I was sharing. Um, and then
Yeah.
just being in this space, being vulnerable.
Oh.
But many people don't know that I only have Just Fake TV because I started the Unshakable Woman. That
Okay.
that's how the executives found me, and they wanted to do a TV show. I said, "Me, I'm that person that stands behind the curtain. I'm not on TV." And they said, "But we've done all this research, and no one's doing what you're doing." At that time, there wasn't a lot of people doing what I'm doing, especially our age.
Right.
But now time has evolved. You've got TikTok. You've got
Oh
you've
yeah.
got a lot of talking heads out there now. But in 2019, before the pandemic, this was a new space for people.
You
And
know, you're right. The pandemic opened up a lot.
yeah.
It wasn't, there was always a silver lining in that
Hmm.
in
Yes,
that
there was.
horrible time. It was horrible for a lot of people, for a lot
Yeah.
of reasons, but there was always a silver lining to it, which, the isolation it brought,
Yes.
some families stuck in the house together, and a lot of times that is the only way they were going to connect,
Yeah. Yeah.
social media, and then it made a lot of us slow down, just stop, just
Yeah. And
and
moving quiet.
yeah,
I think the one thing I learned during that time, because I was already isolated after my divorce, I'm like, I don't want to bother with no one. And
yeah.
I was so happy to get rid of the 9 TVs in my house that we had.
Nah.
And
Woo, woo, woo.
9, that's a story for another day, guys.
Okay,
9
yeah, that's a lot.
TVs.
That's a lot.
But
A lot,
it would
but
always that would always drive me crazy during our marriage. It was every room you went in, there was TVs going, or there was game stations. And so when I entered into that new season of my life, I enjoyed waking up every day, walking around the lake, lighting candles in the morning, putting
yeah,
on some meditation music, and that was my life. So when the pandemic started, I'm like, oh, everyone's starting to live like I'm living right
yeah.
now. So when that happened for you during the pandemic, um, let's talk about you a little bit. Now, were you healing in that state? And what did you learn from that?
Yes. So in that state, Well, okay, so I was in property management. We did not have a time off. We worked. We worked continuously. I didn't get to stay home. We were hoping that the company would shut down and say, "Oh, everybody stay home. You get paid anyway, yada, yada, yada." No, we had to stay home. So I don't see you anymore. Are you still here? Am I on my own here on your show?
I'm giving you the stage, my dear.
Oh, okay. I'm so used to seeing your face. I'm like, oh, what
I'm,
happened?
gi- I'm giving you the stage so people can just see LaTonya.
Okay. Well, as far as that time, yeah, no, I didn't get to shut down. But you know what's so funny? I wanted to. I wanted to shut down. When I saw other people, getting to stay home and just work from home or rethink different things, I wanted that. But we didn't get it. So this was still a time, regular time still in my life, just working a job that I did not want to work. That's what it was. I know I did not want that position. I worked with beautiful people. We had a very small office. I was only three of us in the office. And I loved my coworkers, love them, still do. But I just didn't like the work. I didn't like the job. So I really wanted that break. I was like, oh gosh, everybody's taking advantage of this time and I can't. So I wanted change. And I had to go through a process where I started allowing myself to feel okay with wanting that change. I don't know if anybody's ever been in that situation, but I was like, I want to wake up and have my day be my own. I want to um, not have to report anywhere. But if I did, I wanted to be somewhere that I really loved, something I really enjoyed doing. And I didn't have that.
So do you think that was the creative spirit in you speaking,
Yeah,
where you
because
had to release your wings and fly a little bit?
yeah, my creativity was suffering, really.
Mm,
Working a job that you don't like, it's like an energy vampire.
yeah,
It sucks your creativity. It just sucks it in.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and I just didn't want to be there. I just didn't want to do that work anymore because there were other things stirring in me. I
Mm,
wanted to do, you know, podcasting. And I wanted
mm,
to do just different things and interviewing
mm,
people and things like that. And I just didn't see a way. I didn't see a way through. It's like I was just stuck there.
mm,
And I
mm.
had to work that because it was survival. It was pay bills.
Right,
And that was it.
right,
It was the only
right.
reason why I had
Mm,
that job and we had to pay bills. We were, we were not in a position where I, could just stay home and
mm,
and I just said, yeah. And it's so funny how that happened when my husband wanted to come to Atlanta because people were convincing him that
mm,
as an actor, man, you should come to Atlanta. Everything's opening up and this, this,
mm.
this. So I didn't want to come back to the East Coast because I'm from North Carolina.
Right.
Oh, I don't want to go back to the East Coast. I don't want tornadoes, hurricanes, all this rain, all this
Yes.
humidity, all this stuff.
Mhm.
What I really meant was too, and I didn't want to go back to North Carolina. So
Mm,
Georgia, okay, well, it's all the same, but maybe not. So opened my mind. We
mhm.
visited a couple of times because I'm an energy person. I'm like, I have to feel it. I have to feel it.
Yes, yes. I did the same thing before I moved. Yeah.
And so I came and I was okay with I said, okay, I like this. This isn't bad at all. And then I was like, okay, well, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And so when we got here, um, immediately it was like, okay, well, acting class, this is something that we could do without reinventing the wheel,
Yeah. Yeah.
and recreating things. So, yeah, we came here, we started the acting class, and we still have it now, meeting every Wednesday night here in Georgia. So in Atlanta, where we're now in Decatur. And so, as far as me personally on my own journey,
Mm.
I have had to finally accept my sovereignty.
Mm. Mm.
My
I like that.
Yes. Um, because, if anybody knows, Carl, my husband, he's great. He's very well known. He's done a lot of wonderful things. And together we've built a lot.
Mm-hmm.
As far as me, this is now my time of sovereignty. This is now my time.
Yes.
And I I spend a lot of quiet time in the mornings. Sometimes I just take a walk. And,
Mm-hmm.
and it's that way. Sometimes people say, I can't meditate, I can't get quiet. You don't have to sit down in a room and fold your legs and play music
Right.
and try to, shut your mind down. And that would be great. But if
Mm-hmm.
that's not the way you're built right now, you just have to do what you need to do to let your quiet, I call it our God mind. And
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you something. You and I both have this, I don't know. Well, I don't know about you, but I grew up in church.
Yeah, I did. I grew up in 3 churches
I
every
grew up
Sunday.
in church. Oh gosh. And I grew up in we called it the parentheses people. It was disciples of Christ. Okay.
Mm.
And so it was a very dry, very quiet, very dull, boring church,
Mm.
you know. And then every now and then, we'd have some people, some bright light energy just show up and just change things, and it would catch my eye. And I'll
Yeah.
never forget, as young girl, anytime someone who came into the church that moved prophetically, oh, my antenna went up. It went,
Yes.
I was like, ooh, what is this? What is this? Wow,
Yes. Yes.
you know?
Yes.
'Cause it was stuff we just weren't being taught.
Right.
And um and I saw what changed the entire trajectory of my life, um, was Clifton Sawyer, pastor that I had in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He was a seer, and he grew
Mm.
up very strangely. And
Mm.
the things that he saw, and he was just accurate. That's all I could say.
Mm.
I mean,
Mm.
things that people in a normal church, that when you weren't taught those types of things,
Right.
you're just like, oh, that is witchcraft.
Yeah.
That's
I understand. Trust and believe.
girl. And
Yes.
and then I learned just the opposite. And
Mm.
I what really opened my eyes, everybody has to go through some element of truth,
Mm-hmm.
awareness,
Mm-hmm.
for that veil to be lifted,
Yeah.
for you to finally see beyond the veil. Uh,
Yeah. And in a healed state.
yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And and just be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do I believe this? Do I believe this is sorcery or witchcraft? And if you don't, and if
Mm-hmm.
you really believe it,
Mm-hmm.
there's always some type of a doubt or some type of a shame
Mm-hmm.
up. And the only thing about religion that
Mm-hmm.
I started to really pull away from was
Mm-hmm.
separation of it.
Yeah.
The separation of us and God. I was just like, why are we so separate? Why is God on a throne? Why is God, every time we talk about God, we look up, do this, And
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell
Mm-hmm.
you something. When I was a teenager, I read the Bible back forward, Genesis to
Mm.
Revelation, like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Each time I saw different things. Each
Absolutely. Every single time. Mm-hmm.
time I got more and more conflicted about certain things at each time. I had more questions.
Mm.
And each time I would run up against the old church paradigm. Don't question God. And,
Mm.
the Bible is the infallible word, no matter what you question. And
Mm.
I understood that. I did.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
but then I started coming against, or not coming against, having problems with processes.
Yeah. Guidelines, rules.
Yes. And
Mhm.
even processes that I'm gonna tell you something. My relationship with Jesus just changed. I was like,
Mm.
I hear you, but
Yeah.
am I the only one hearing you? I
Yeah.
mean, you
Yeah.
told us the greater things that we would do,
Mhm.
greater than you.
Yes.
Why, when things happen greater than you, we get so persecuted and processed?
Mm.
And
Mm.
hey, well, the same thing happened to me. I was like, yeah, you're right.
Mm.
He's like, that, my child, is human nature.
Yeah, you went through the same thing.
And so, what I'm learning now, accepting my divinity, my sovereignty, is to be honest, be totally, authentically myself.
Mhm.
And I've always taught my kids, don't care what people think about you.
Right.
Get you in a world
Right.
of hurt. We get
Right.
you in peer pressure and doing things you shouldn't be doing and stress. And I'm like, don't care about that. Don't care, honey. You gotta know you gotta like what you see when you look in the mirror.
Yeah,
I grew
absolutely.
up, I grew up enough with, my family, my mom was single mom and dealing in lack and feeling ashamed of where we lived.
Mhm.
My mom put her hardest into, we got a home in a brand new development. It wasn't any, no projects or anything, a new development, but low income housing.
Mhm.
We had
Mhm.
these huge yards, beautiful homes. And yeah, some of them look like cookie cutter houses, but we had a home.
Yeah, and a roof over your head. Yeah.
Yeah. And, people would always like come to our house because our house was full of love. My mom,
Mm.
she was just cooking all the time, and my friends wanted to come in my house. And always, I still sing. And so my little friends that are singers, they would come to the house, and I was like, why y'all always want to come to my house? Well, I found out with a lot of other when their parents were like, no, you can't be singing and making all that noise here. No,
Mm.
go down to,
Mm.
I don't want to hear all that. No, 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 no. And my mom, my blessed
Mhm.
heart, she passed in 2017. But I am truly my mom's child.
Mm. She taught you how to help people walk in their healed gifts.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. And so that's why everyone, my brother, even his friends, everybody wanted to just hang out at our house because my
Mm.
mom was peace.
Mm.
She was acceptance.
Mm. Mm.
Just love
So
was
is that
fun.
so is that the place where people need to or women need to find first?
Mm-hmm.
Find the place of peace, and
Yes.
in there lies in your healed
Mm-hmm.
purpose state.
Because there were beliefs that my mom taught me were just
Mhm.
BS.
Mm. Mm.
BS, what we call BS, it can
Yes.
also stand for belief systems.
Mm.
Belief systems come sometimes put us in situations that we really don't want to be in. I mean,
Right.
like growing up in the church, all those words, I'm chasing God, and
Mhm.
um I'm the answers of God. He says yes, he says no, he says wait a while. And it's like, how confusing is that? And it's just, I looked at that and I said, no wonder everybody's so confused. And my mom,
Mm.
no, my mom was that type of a woman who, if I ever came to her and said,
Mhm.
oh, my somebody, or okay, my mom was dating. She was a single mom. And
Mhm.
when I got much older, she started, every now and then she'd go on a date. and this never happened, thank God. But if I told my mom anybody touched me or looked at me wrong, or my mom
Mhm.
would have been in jail. She would have hurt somebody.
Well, all of our mamas were like mama bears,
Yeah,
right?
but you know that but I know so many whose moms would be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you just lying, just wanted a relationship with a
Mhm.
man so bad that they didn't
Mhm.
trust their child, you know,
Mhm.
take their word over." I knew a lot of women in that situation, but never my mom, thank God. And so that's what I give my children.
Mhm.
I believe,
Mhm.
uh,
Well, your children and other women,
and other
you
women.
know,
Exactly.
and
So
and
that's it. That's
yeah,
it.
everyone around you feels that. It's not just for your
Exactly.
children, it's for
I,
other
I,
women.
It
Yes.
liberated me, it freed me, it kept me whole and happy. I have to give that out. I have to share that with other women.
Mhm.
I have to believe them. And I have
Mhm.
to be like, oh, I feel you.
Mm,
I have felt exactly what you feel.
mm,
And then I found out that
mm.
there's ways that we can think, there's ways that we can behave. And otherwise, other words like we have to unlearn some things. Like
Yeah.
even today, people will go like, chase your dreams, chase after God. Newsflash, God is not running from you.
Mhm. Mhm.
It sounds good. It feels
Yeah,
good to say, oh, I'm
yeah,
chasing after God and I'm
yeah,
chasing after my dreams. Well, if you're chasing something, that means it's running away from you.
yeah,
So
yeah.
no,
Uh,
I maybe, I know I could be quite controversial. I'm not for everybody, but that's just BS.
mhm, mhm. I
That's
love that.
yeah. So
Well,
it's yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Let's circle back around to, um, are you walking in healing or are you healed? So you
Thank you
have
for bringing me back. Because girl, you know me, I can go off on these tangents. But
no, you
I'll
really
say
just gave your
I
testimony. And
did.
sometimes,
And I said,
like in the old church, they would say, come give your testimony. So
yes.
someone needed to hear your testimony of how you got to where you are today. So if that woman who is tuned in right now and they have listened to your testimony and they're still not, I'm still not really walking in that healed state, but maybe I'm still just healing. What would you say, LaTonya, to that lady who is watching you right now?
So I and thank you so much, Cheryl. I need the fishing pole to reel me back in. So
It's okay.
um because I've been through so much and there's so much to share and I love to listen to people and I love to talk as you can see.
Mhm,
Um when I say would you rather be healing or healed, I have learned that the processes that we put ourselves through are sometimes just so unnecessary.
mhm,
And some things are a process, but most things are not.
mhm,
If you continue to tell yourself that you're healing,
mhm.
when are you going to arrive at healed?
Yes. What's your arrival date?
What's your process? What are
Yeah.
you going through that makes you feel like you've got so much to do
Mhm,
before you can say, I'm healed?
mm,
What does it take? It's like, why do we put ourselves through this? Why did we put
mhm.
ourselves, and like I said, I think I went through that whole BS thing to show it's our past.
Yeah,
When you're continuously healing, you're living in your past.
yeah.
Because
Mm,
when Jesus told Peter, come on, get out of that boat
mhm,
and walk with me.
mhm.
Peter didn't have to go through, he didn't say, okay, first you got to say 3 Hail Marys and you got to bow down and then you got to do this. He
No.
just said, come.
Yes, come. I
Um,
love it. I love
and
it. Arrive.
yeah, just come.
Yeah. Just do
Lazarus,
it.
Lazarus was stinking dead in the grave.
Mhm.
Nobody had to go through a process or prepare the body and do all this stuff. He just said, Lazarus, come forth.
Mm, mm. Yes.
We put ourselves through so much,
Mm-hmm.
our mindset and our belief system,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
to get us from healing to already healed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We cut out the process. If we cut out all this stuff in the middle,
Yeah.
there's nothing else to go through
Yeah.
except this still holds us.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm a catalyst. I am a catalyst for change.
Yeah.
I'm a catalyst to kind of wake you up to see things that you may have just missed, or you may have been believing in your life for so long
Mm-hmm.
and it hasn't served you at all.
Yeah.
You are healed.
Yes. Now, speaking to that,
You,
you guys came to Atlanta, and I want to wrap this up. You came to Atlanta, you
yeah.
opened up this amazing actors school.
Mhm.
You are a singer, you're a performer, you're an artist, you're a creator, you're a light worker. So
Yeah.
be that person to speak in front of the person who is watching you. So what is it that you want next?
Next. Hmm. Next is, like I tell the SiStars, it's our time to shine.
Yes.
It's our time to speak,
Mm-hmm.
no longer suffer in silence,
Amen.
so that you can be healed
Mm-hmm.
and shine. So when we shine, when we speak, it's what we speak that matters. If we
Amen.
continue to speak doubt and death into our lives, that's what we'll have.
Right.
You speak life into your life, you're already healed.
Amen. I
So
love you.
when you speak life,
Yes.
you're already healed. You don't have a process to go through. You're healed. You just got to see
Amen.
yourself as healed.
Well, I'm honored. I'm grateful that you took this last minute show just to really just share today. And I can't
Yeah.
wait for it to get out because, um, I always used to say when I would go live every single day with another friend of mine, if we just reach one, if
Yeah.
we reach one person
One
who's
person.
really struggling with what we're talking about, then
Yeah.
we've done what we're supposed to do. Thank you so much for coming on today, you guys. How can people follow you on social media, LaTonya?
On everything on social media for me, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I'm LaTonya Black-Giliard, just like you see here on this screen. And I am going to be starting some new things, branding differently soon, as far as my own podcast and my own show. So stay tuned for that, because
Yeah.
I am going to take this message of already healed out to the masses. It's time. It's time.
I love it. Well, you heard it here first. She's going to do it. It's going to be out there already healed. Make sure
Yeah,
you follow LaTonya on all of her platforms.
please do.
And if you do follow her, send her a little note that you watched her on this podcast. Thank you again to my special sister who
Yeah.
came to Atlanta right after me. When I tell you, when I heard that her and her hubby were coming, I was like this because
And
being in
you
the
were a catalyst too, Cheryl.
yeah, but I
You
was in a
were
town where I knew
a
no
billionaire.
one except one of our music sisters. And so, when you pack up and you move someplace where you know no one, it is it's a big thing,
It
you know.
is.
And so you have to figure out kind of how to do everything, including um connecting with sisters again. So I'm so glad I have SiStars,
Yes.
which was in Los Angeles, and when they pulled up, I was grateful. So
Yes.
to say all that, continue to stay connected with your
I wanna
friends. If
say,
you haven't,
Cheryl, just give me 1 second too, because you're a part of
uh-huh,
SiStars Workshop Party. I want to invite women who
yes,
you may not be in the industry, but if you just want a sisterhood where there's love, there's no backbiting, there's no anything dark or anything, come join us. Reach out to me and ask about the SiStars. We have a safe space just for you.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. And I
Yeah.
hope someone will take you up on that.
Yes. Me too. Me
Well,
too.
thank you for your time. Thank you for everyone who tuned in again. We talk about purpose and walking in your God-given purpose. I am
Mhm.
so blessed by this woman and by SiStars and by all the ladies that I have met, both in the acting and the music world.
Yes.
Until next week, continue to walk unshakable. We want you to continue,
Unshakable.
yes, continue to walk in love, continue to walk in forgiveness, and know that you are an unshakable woman. Thank you for tuning in,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Love you, sis.
Love you more.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Stabler, President and co-founder of Just Faith TV, where purpose, faith, and empowerment meet. If you're searching for inspiration, bold conversations, and transformational stories rooted in truth and faith, this is your space. Now streaming in 186 countries, we're igniting a movement that challenges hearts and shifts mindsets. Watch Just Faith TV, where your faith meets your future.